Alright. Probably should remember to turn on the recording as well. Again, go whack a bunch of harpies. Also, there's copper over there. Pick that up. No lion in the bushes. We go. Okay, so unending breath. This is such a massive leftover from EvaQuest. And if you're just, you know, randomly tuning into this one and you haven't heard my previous talks and you don't know, original EvaQuest is what this game modeled after. Oh, there it is. Finally. Well, that took a while today. Sorry, I've interrupted myself, but that took a while today. I've been streaming for, let me check, a little over an hour and a half before somebody comes in to try and sell me viewers to get banned out of the channel. Alright, perfect. Hopefully that was the only one today. Right, so finish that dot. It is finally time to grind harpies. Best part of this level range. So folks, the awesome folks who made World of Warcraft original, they were familiar with the previous MMORPGs. That's where this game has its roots from. And that means games for well, big part of it is EvaQuest. But of course you have stuff like Ultima Online, Dark Ages of Camelot, so on. But EvaQuest for the large part. There's a resist actually. I think I need the second point in suppression. The resist was actually on corruption. I'm a level 15 mob and I am level 16. But that's a little annoying. Anyway. So, since this is modeled very much after EvaQuest, there are a whole bunch of leftovers that exist in EvaQuest for a variety of reasons, variety of like actual, like serious reasons, which are simply essentially copied over into this game, which just, you know, this was when World of Warcraft released originally, it was basically just EvaQuest 2.0. It was EvaQuest made for solo players and for make it a lot easier to level, all of that stuff. Because if you haven't played EvaQuest, well, and you want an actual like hardcore experience of MMORPG play, my suggestion: forget World of Warcraft hardcore and go get yourself into EvaQuest Project 1999. P1999. That is, that's basically EvaQuest as it was for like the first two, the base game and 2 expansions. You will find how you know, just how difficult these games can be, or were back in the day. Including the fact that past level 5, every time you die, you actually lose XP. So in-game raiding if you wipe a few times, you might end up losing an entire level at the end of a raid and have to go grind yourself back to the level ups. So on. But the point being that where this all started from for my talk is that in this game you have a bunch of abilities, a bunch of spells that don't really have a reason to exist here, but they had a serious reason to exist in EverQuest, and Unending Breath is one of those spells. There are very few mobs and such in this game that you would actually need the ability to breathe underwater for. There is essentially none. All the quests that want you to do underwater stuff are in shallow enough water that you can dive and come back up without any issues. Whereas in EverQuest, you have an entire underwater raid. And the ability to breathe underwater is, well, only available for a few classes, to be specific, and the items which grant permanent one are extremely rare and hard to grind, so they are stupidly expensive. It is a really sought after ability in EverQuest. In this game it's just a cute afterthought, cute little addition that doesn't actually do anything. But it is a very fun little bit of, I suppose, trivia and just you know, this used to be once upon a time. This game was a whole lot closer to EverQuest. Now by now it has deviated a lot from that. Even this particular version of World of Warcraft, and partially with the way people play now, with the way people play these games, it has definitely deviated a lot. Nobody makes ink macros in this game or anything else, while those are still, if you go and play on P99, you will see ink macros in every damn group, because that's essentially basically almost necessary. Not entirely necessary, especially like early grouping, but it makes life a lot easier. And what I mean by ink macro, it's where you make a text macro, because this game has a macro tool as well. It's where you make a macro and bind it to a button on your hotbar where it says incoming and a %T, which is actually no longer possible in this game, but it used to be. Because the macro system was also essentially copied over from EverQuest. %T, what it does is it puts the target's name into the chat message, in this case Witchwing Rogue Feather, and so it tells the group, well, like, it tells the rest of the party, or whichever chat channel you put it in, what is coming in, what monster have you pulled. Because generally you're pulling from distances and areas where the rest of the group cannot see what you are actually pulling. Multiple rooms away, or from around a corner, or so on. And so you let them know that, hey, I am bringing a shaman, and we might have to tackle a shaman or a wizard monster or a necromancer monster, might have a pet, and so on. So it's all information that the group may well need. And especially they need it if you're bringing more than one mob, because then you are very likely requiring crowd control. Unlike in this game, where the standard practice is not to crowd control these days, it is to pull everything and then just, you know, deal with it with massive amounts of DPS. And crowd control is an afterthought. Oh man, I love Love harpies. Easy to kill, basically no downtime. And really stupidly good XP, like look at this. Look at this. 25 more for a level up. Well, that's with rested XP, but still. Ooh, love harpies. Also, while I am talking about harpies... Oh, bad spawn for me. Here is a little random tip for you. If you're leveling a new character on, let's say, an anniversary server, and you have come for example, you have come from season of discovery or some such, and for whatever reason you are leveling a new character, and you are in need of gold, grind early levels on harpies. This is one spot for Horde. I have no idea about Alliance leveling spots. Don't ask me about those. I have no clue. But the reason why I talk about that, if you need money, because at the higher level end game stuff needs light feathers. You have priests wanting them. You have even mages wanting them, and so on. And by the time you get to the parts of the game where you want these, harpies no longer drop them. So this is an interaction between lower levels and higher levels, where lower levels are supposed to supply through auction house or some other means the stuff the higher levels need. The same way which goes with the things like, for example, if an endgame character needs to level tailoring, it's easier for them to simply buy the lining cloth from auction house than to essentially come and spend the time in farming to farm a bunch of lining cloth by themselves. Now, of course, you can do that fairly rapidly in something like Ragefire Chasm or Dead Mines or what have you. But that's still time spent doing that instead of something else on an endgame character. And so you probably like the same thing goes there, where it's like the idea is that the lower level characters provide the materials and the higher level characters buy them, and you have money exchanging hands within the player base. And light feathers is another one of those. And light feathers are generally way more expensive than stuff like linen cloth, because the supply is a lot less. Most people who level up in these games, especially by this point, they're not grinding hundreds of harpies, low-level harpies. They are doing just enough of them like this, where they just, you know, finish a quest, as I have done here. I just finished the Harpy Raiders quest, and they go on their way to do something else. Whereas I am going to be here for a little while grinding harpies. Not necessarily for the light feathers, those are a nice bonus, but because, as you have witnessed by now, if you have been watching this, I have zero downtime, and these things die really nice and fast. I absolutely love harpies. For their level range, in pretty much every bracket, harpy is one of the weakest creatures you can fight. Granted, there are a few annoying harpies to fight, depending on your class, but basically their health pool tends to be the lowest at any given level range, which means that you can kill them fairly quickly, no matter what your class is. But then you have places like the Harpy Cave in Thousand Needles. There's another annoying resist, actually. I think I need the second point in suppression. Yeah, I need the second point in suppression, huh? But yeah, the Harpy Cave in Thousand Needles, those Harpies actually silence, so if you're playing a caster class, you have a little bit harder time dealing with them, let's put it that way. It's not impossible, of course. Depending on your class, depending on what kind of a caster you are, it's not an issue. For example, doing them with a priest is not a problem, because you just power word shield, mind blast or smite, and shadow word pain, and then wand away. And so basically you're just wanding when they get to you and silence you, and where it doesn't matter that they silenced you. But on something more active like a mage, where you may want to be casting constantly, or even on this warlock with this Drain Life strategy, I will be employing by the time I get to those. I don't want to be grinding those harpies with this warlock. But for a melee class, like let's say a rogue or a warrior or even a hunter, it's a really good place to grind. And I love these harpies here. People come here, they do their quests, and they go away to do more quests somewhere else, and you generally just have like a million harpies here to grind. It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And I have a half a stack of light feathers by now. Very good. I'm also using away these random trash bandages. Get some use out of them, huh? Then move over to the actually like useful bandages afterwards. I need more linen cloth because I need 10 more skill points, no, 7 more skill points in first aid anyway. So this gets me a whole bunch of linen cloth as well, which is nice. Which is quite nice. I have a... The funky thing is that I seem to have more resists on corruption than on immolate. And even with a single point here, I have yet to get an immolate resist, but I have gotten 2 resists on corruption. Level 24. Okay, there is the immolate resist, okay. Once I talk about it, it happens, huh? So level 24, where I have full points in spell concentration, that's when I can go like just full mode succubus for DPS and just tank. Just drain tank everything to death. And by that point, this 1 damage has fallen off quite a bit as well, so that is perfect. Absolutely perfect timing. This here does that. I should probably actually finally do another. Just to be on the safe side. Do this. Give me that. Yeah, I ran out of rested XP, but man, look at that level speed. XP slash artist level 13,000. Ooh. Oh, let's use the better bandages now. Make some more of them. This thing. Yeah, the one damage is gonna fall off, and the next one that I'm gonna worry about is the one from BFD. That's around level 30. Let's not pull that, that's like 3 levels above, 2 levels up above me, so... No, gonna worry about that. 42 kills to level. Nice and simple, nice and fast and easy. It should patrol, yeah, that way. It shouldn't be aggro coming here. It should go right past here, this 3. Wait, what? Do I remember the patrol route that badly? It actually wanders through the middle? Apparently do. Interesting. Okay. Well. Was the phase shift? Yeah, it is entirely free. For some reason I thought it had a mana cost involved. Yeah, for some reason I thought it was a... But it only has a 10-second cooldown, that's it. I really thought it had a mana cost, for some reason. Well, much better that it doesn't have a mana cost. Oh yeah, I need another soul stone. Now that I can fix this macro for the Void Walker. So need to conjure the Void Walker, right? And by this I mean this macro. I want the macro to have all the different... well, I'll show the macro before this one is dead. I did build it in a previous episode after all. Like this. Now, right now it has Void Walker for a Torment, but I'll switch this to for Sacrifice, which is the Void Walker. Destroy the Void Walker to create a absorption shield on you. So basically, make it so that it changes the icon, both the tooltip, the icon, and what it can spell it casts based on which pet I have out. You can still do so much stuff with the macro system in this game, even though they removed a whole bunch of functionalities over the years. Like, you can't do percentage T anymore, or percentage R either. Just, it doesn't do anything. Unless they activated those for the anniversary realm? I don't think so. I am curious now. If I make a macro, let's just toss something like this here. Test. Whoop. Do that. Pull it here. Go here. Oh, perfect. Percentage T works still. R doesn't anymore. Huh? Or can I just not combine them together? If I target myself... Yeah, percentage R does not work. If I go... Nope. Okay. Percentage T does, which is fantastic. Alright, that is awesome. Actually works. They broke it a while back. And I didn't know that they fixed it. Because I haven't really been trying to make any macros that use it. Fantastic. Percentage R, what it used to do, what it does in EverQuest and what it used to do here is that it replaced the percentage R, obviously, with the race of the target. Like if I target myself and use a macro which has percentage R, it says orc. Or in the case of this thing, it says humanoid. Because this is humanoid. And so on. Used to do that. It was a functionality that existed. Still exists in old EverQuest, for example P99. No longer exists here. Strength agility gloves, alright, those should sell well. Did you really just poison me? Attack speed reduction does absolutely nothing to me. The movement speed slow is just a little more on. Not exactly an issue though. Do I have a stack of light feathers yet? 17. Alright. Awesome. I should probably... As soon as I hit level 17, I should probably go and take care of some of these lower level quests finally. What I probably should actually do, since it's still kind of early, is to go do the freebooters and Longshore. And the follow-up quest. Because I can come here at around level 19 again. Do a bunch of quests, hit level 19 or 18 to 19, and then at the back there are the level 17 to 19 harpies. Hit level 20 and do Wailing Caverns. That would be fantastic. Stack? Almost. I want a stack and I want the level 17. I did that in an inefficient order. Because it's not my spell to cast the fire shield on me. So it doesn't interrupt my own global cooldown, so it doesn't interrupt my bandaging either.